We begin with breaking news today. President-elect Trump's sentencing in his criminal hush money case out of New York is on hold. The Manhattan DA's office says this will give them time to prosecute an expected motion to dismiss the case. They also say Trump is not likely to be sentenced until after the end of his upcoming term as president. But they also say that that felony conviction should stand. Trump was found guilty of 34 felony counts related to covering up hush money payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Thank you so much for joining me on Local News Live. I'm Deborah Alfarone. The third day of the murder trial for the man accused of killing Georgia nursing student Laken Riley is underway. It has been an emotional day so far in the courtroom. Riley's mother sobbed as her daughter's final text messages were read aloud. And this man, Jose Ibarra, is accused of killing Riley. Ibarra is an undocumented migrant from Venezuela. His immigration status helped propel this case into the national spotlight. Our Local News Live correspondent Sarah Hammond has been in the courtroom every day since the trial started.
Well, the prosecution shared 20 minutes of trail camera video on the Millage Avenue extension showing a man who they say is Jose Ibarra, dressed in dark clothing, wandering around for about an hour. You then see Laken Riley run by on that fateful jog. And a couple of hours later, you see her roommates walking by looking for their friend. Day 3 of the trial started with a video showing who prosecutors believe is Jose Ibarra, wearing dark clothes and gloves, lurking by UGA graduate student housing. You can see the man holding a white styrofoam cup, tugging on the door to an apartment multiple times, and then disappear into the woods.
In the entire hour that this individual is around this area, does he ever talk to anyone?
No.
Ever engage with any person?
No.
Later, from that same camera, you can see Laken Riley running along the Millage Avenue extension holding her phone. Then 2 hours later, you can see 2 of Riley's roommates out with their dog looking for their friend. Riley's phone records show she briefly talked to her mother on the phone while out on that run. And starting just before 9:30 that morning, Laken's mom called and texted almost a dozen times, checking on her until just after 12 p.m., never receiving any responses.
She received a text message from her mother saying, "You're making me nervous, not answering while you're out running. Are you okay?"
Is that text read?
It is not.
Is that text answered?
It is not.
Prosecutors also showed video of Diego Ibarra showing up for work at Bolton Dining Hall on campus the day of the murder. At one point, you can see him putting on a blue jacket that prosecutors say is not the same one found in the dumpster at their apartment complex with Jose and Riley's DNA on it. The judge also said he will not be considering 2 pieces of evidence that were presented yesterday. One was a music video. The second is a translated jail phone call between Jose Ibarra and his wife, where she is asking what happened to Riley. In Athens, Sarah Hammond for Local News Live.
Thank you, Sarah. 1 week ago, a 43-year-old father called Las Vegas police for help. Brandon Durham was reporting a home invasion. When police arrived, they shot and killed him. Local News Live correspondent Kim Passoff walks us through what happened, and a warning to viewers, the following is graphic and you may find it hard to watch.
My brother called 911 to get assistance with the home invasion.
My father always feared the police. Even with that fear, he asked me to call the police. And when I grabbed my phone and I handed it to him, that was the last time I saw my father alive.
This is what officers found when they arrived.
They said they made entry. We had to go in there.
After being told intruders had entered the home and hearing screaming inside, they went in.
Hey, kick it!
Metro Police! Metro Police!
Metro Police!
Hey, drop the knife!
We paused that video before Durham is shot. Metro says 6 rounds were fired.
Not only is he shot in the head, he's shot as he's falling. And then the man says to him, "Stay there," as if he can get up.
LVMPD received a report of 2 subjects shooting into a residence.
At their news conference, Metro paused on this moment of the video. showing Durham and 31-year-old Alejandra Bordeaux struggling over a knife.
They have matter of seconds, if not split seconds, to make very challenging decisions.
Metro will now investigate the threat perception of the officer. What would a reasonable officer do in the same situation? Durham's sister believes there is no way to justify what happened, calling it this:
unlawful murder. He was screaming for help in his home with a visible intruder in a red hoodie and a ski mask. And you shoot my brother in his boxers, in his home, in his bedroom door. My brother was a wonderful man. He was a father, an amazing brother. He was the glue that held the family together.
You'll never see him again. I will never see him again.
Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
Local News Live anchor Graham Elkins is here now with more information on the intruder and the fallout from this shooting. It's really tough to hear that, Graham.
It is, Deborah. You just heard a lot from the family there. Let's dive a little deeper into this. The intruder was identified as 31-year-old Alejandra Bordeaux, as you heard in the story. Court documents reveal she was in a casual relationship with Durham, but was upset that he was seeing other people. So she allegedly broke into the home and planned to die by police shooting her, but says the wrong person was shot. They shot the wrong person. Meanwhile, the Durham family and their attorneys demanding the arrest of the involved officer here. His name is Alexander Bookman. But the DA says he doesn't have enough information to make that decision just yet. In a statement, DA Steve Wolfson asks for the public's patience while police complete two separate investigations: an administrative review to find out if officers broke any policies and if they should be disciplined, and a criminal investigation to determine whether they'll submit criminal charges against any of those officers involved. Now, Durham's family is being represented by civil rights attorney Lee Merritt. He says they believe there is enough evidence for an arrest right now. He also says Durham was the one in danger, not Officer Bookman. In that body cam video you just saw, Bookman can be heard yelling, "Drop the knife," before shooting Durham just 1 second later.
We believe that a grand jury should return an indictment for homicide against this officer. That officer had a chance now to make a decision. He offered a verbal command, but without giving anybody an opportunity to comply, he immediately directed force at the person that, in our view, was clearly the resident.
Now, in addition to the arrest, the attorney there, Merritt, wants the entire case file turned over to their office, including the full video before and after the shooting. The Durham family also plans to file a lawsuit in federal court for a violation of his Fourth Amendment rights. Here in the studio, I'm Graham Elkins.
Thank you so much, Graham. All right, quick change to another story here. A question for you. Is your car going on a trip while you're on vacation?
I have seen multiple vehicles that would be appealing if I was still involved in auto theft.
This man is a former car thief, and he takes us through an airport parking lot where hundreds of passengers' cars have been stolen. This is a story you need to see before your holiday getaway.